The story of Jesus begins in the small town of Bethlehem, where a child was born in the humblest of settings. Without riches or grandeur, his arrival symbolized hope for a world that desperately needed light. This child was destined to change the course of history. From a young age, Jesus demonstrated wisdom far beyond his years. In the temple, he amazed scholars with his understanding and compassion. Even then, it was clear that his purpose was to guide people toward a life of love, faith, and humility. As he grew, his teachings began to resonate deeply with those around him, inspiring them to embrace a life rich in love and compassion. His life became a beacon of hope for the oppressed and a guiding light for the lost. Through acts of kindness and miracles, he showed the world the power of love and faith. As he grew, Jesus began to share his teachings with the world. His words were simple yet profound. Love your neighbor, forgive others, and live with kindness. His message resonated with the poor, the outcast, and the broken, giving them a sense of hope and belonging. Jesus performed miracles that defied explanation. He healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, and even calmed storms. These acts weren't just displays of power. They were demonstrations of his compassion and a reminder that faith can overcome any obstacle. Despite his goodness, Jesus faced opposition. Religious leaders felt threatened by his growing influence and his challenge to their authority. But even in the face of criticism, Jesus remained steadfast, teaching love and forgiveness even for his enemies. One of Jesus' most powerful moments came when he shared the Last Supper with his disciples. Knowing what was to come, he broke bread and poured wine, symbolizing the sacrifice he was about to make for humanity. It was a moment of love and humility that continues to inspire millions. Betrayed by one of his own, Jesus was arrested and sentenced to die. He carried his cross to Golgotha, enduring unimaginable pain and humiliation. Yet even in his suffering, he prayed for forgiveness for those who persecuted him, showing the depth of his love. On the cross, Jesus breathed his last, and the world was plunged into darkness. His followers mourned, believing all hope was lost. But his death was not the end. It was the ultimate act of love, paving the way for redemption for all who believe in him. 3 days later, the tomb where Jesus was buried was found empty. He had risen just as he promised. His resurrection was a triumph over death and a promise of eternal life for those who have faith in him. This moment changed everything. The story of Jesus is a story of love, sacrifice, and hope. His life and teachings continue to inspire billions around the world to live with kindness, compassion, and faith. His message is clear. No matter who you are or where you come from, you are loved and forgiven. Share this story and let it bring light to others. Jesus said, "I will never forgive you if you not subscribe this channel."